Vanessa Zamora here. I am with Jabez Lebret of Get Noticed, Get Found, and we were just talking about LinkedIn, Facebook. He spoke on a panel this morning on Facebook optimization, but his specialty is in LinkedIn. So let's get into some advanced strategies.
Yeah, LinkedIn, it is a different strategy than you would employ when going to either Facebook or Twitter. And where I think people are missing the boat with LinkedIn is it's always been traditionally like a resume. Right, like you used to put your resume on there, and it read like a resume, and it was dry and boring, and it just was a place where you'd go to look for a job or find somebody that you were looking to hire. Interestingly, LinkedIn began to start opening up groups, and people were starting to connect on things completely outside of their industry, completely outside of their profession or looking for a job, and LinkedIn started to build a social aspect into LinkedIn. And what I don't think that they realized at the time was that that was going to become where the bread and butter is in LinkedIn, mainly because those groups are all driven by discussion, very similar to a wall on Facebook. When you get into a group and you join it, you're able to post on there a discussion that's going to be whatever gets sent up to the group. And once a week, that group will email all the people on the list the top trending discussions. So some of these groups are like 8,000, 10,000, 30,000 people in a group. And, if you employ some really simple strategies, you can get yourself to be trended fastest in like a really like easy, honest, fun, genuine way. And yet your information is getting just pumped out to these lists of people. And I mean, I've seen insane results coming from just some simple, and it's all free. And that's the best part.
Okay, so you said strategies. What are those strategies if you're trying to get, say, put at the top of that Apple branded group, right?
Yeah, it is important that you, first step that I always tell people is, number one, you got to think about the groups you join. Okay, because getting listed out and sent out to the groups that are the wrong groups doesn't make any sense, because then you're wasting all your effort. And so don't go to the same groups that are your own profession. Go to where your clients are. Join the groups that your clients are in, because that's who you want to have see you and interact with you. The second thing is about 90% of discussions you post will go nowhere. There is no rhyme or reason. Sometimes it just doesn't resonate with the group for whatever reason. So just be prepared that a lot of the discussions you post, and discussions take like 30 seconds, to like 2 sentences. They should not be a long, this is not a place to go on a diatribe about something. Discussion should be simple and either thought-provoking or ask a good question that's valuable to that group, because you want to get interaction. And the number one strategy is, once things start to move, you got to throw gasoline on the fire and just start dumping logs on there. I mean, you need to be feeding that beast like nobody's business, because trending and the most comments are what dictate what's the number one discussion. And so you want to make sure that you're actively participating in that process. Because you get an email the moment somebody comments on your post. It emails you and says, hey, Vanessa, somebody commented on your discussion, and you should be hopping on your phone or getting on your computer right then and there and saying, going in there and adding some more value. That's what I mean when I say like throwing like gasoline and wood onto the fires. Don't just say thanks for the nice comment. It gets old after a while, right? Like, say something of value or ask a follow-up question, and what you're doing is you're doubling up your efforts. So if it's trending conversations, if I get 10 comments, I better have commented on every one of those, and now I've got 20. And now you're starting to talk about some movement, and that's really how you get yourself listed at the top of the discussion board fastest.
So is there anything on page that companies or individuals can do? That's obviously a way to draw them in, but once they get there to that page, to drive them to the site or actually to gain attention, do you have any tips for people?
Yeah, there's a couple things you can do. Number one, you're going to have to expect most people are going to go to your profile first. So your profile, the title, which is now, they just changed the name. It's what's right underneath your actual name, okay? And that, a lot of times you'll see people say like CEO or president of this or, chief marketing officer. That's wasted real estate. That should be saying something that's some sort of benefit-driven type of statement. Mine on my profile says creating Gen Y leaders and showing managers how to lead them to success. It tells you what I do and how you can interact with me. And then when they get down to the summary section, the summary should read like first person, more conversational. If I were to meet you at a networking event, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I do and what are the services I provide. Good opportunities to like get them off of LinkedIn as your website direction that you can go. You can list multiple links, up to 3 links for websites is recommended. And you definitely want to have your home page, but you could also have a special LinkedIn page So you can be sending those users from LinkedIn to a specific LinkedIn page, even if it's just barely a different landing page. If you've got information there, say, hey, welcome from LinkedIn. I mean, they're going to really start to connect with that page and probably stick around that page a lot longer.
This is Jabez Labret, and I am Vanessa Zamora. We're at PubCon Austin 2011. Thanks so much.